The tail slide is a trick that I wanted to learn again, so I decided to make a video not only showing the process of how I did it, but also show some of the things to help me learn it along the way, so hopefully you can learn it faster than I did. Now, in order to do a tail slide, we're gonna have to know how to get into one, so I'm gonna try setting the board about 6 inches to a foot away from the ledge at about a 45-degree angle, so that way the board is far enough away from the ledge to where we shouldn't land in lip slide. And then the 45-degree angle is there to help us get used to turning that much, because when we start rolling, that 45-degree angle will help create momentum towards the ledge. So when we hit our tail up against the ledge, it's gonna push the board right up against it, and we're gonna lock in a lot better, in theory. All right, let's see if I can still get into it. First try. All right, let's try a few more. All right, so we should be good enough to try it now, in theory. Let's see how many tries it takes to get our first one. Let's roll up slow and try to lock in once. Oh, that was 5-0. Oh, it slides. Oh, shit, got it. So technically, that was a tail slide, but it didn't feel like I had any control over it. It felt just like I got lucky, basically. So I want to try it again, but this time I want to focus on lifting up my front foot so then I can have more weight on my back foot and hopefully feel more in control, but I guess we'll see what happens. And we'll start back here to try to get a bit more speed, because that's always better, right? There we go, that one felt a little better. Let's try to get 3 more and see how we feel. Now, I ended up doing a few more than just 3 in this half-an-hour long battle, and there was a few things that I picked up on. The biggest one being changing my foot position. I needed to have more of my front foot on the board so it would not only make it a little bit easier to actually turn the board into a tail slide, but then I also had more of my foot on the board while I was actually doing the tail slide, which made me feel a bit more in control. Then I realized I needed to try focusing on keeping the board flat so I wouldn't have as much weight on the toe side of my board, because it seemed to make it harder for the tail to slide, but then the board would also kind of fly behind me when I was trying to turn out of the slide, which fixing my posture so I wasn't as hunched over did help out with that. Then the last thing seems kind of simple, but it was also necessary, which was forcing myself to jump higher, because by this point my legs were exhausted as hell, so I had to remind myself to put more effort into jumping so I could actually make it on top of the ledge and make a decent tail slide. Now, as you can see, I'm not the best or most consistent at tail slides, and I do have a lot of work ahead of me before I can say that I'm actually like really good at tail slides and try the entire ledge. But hopefully this video helps you understand how tail slides work a little bit better so you can get your first one or just get them more consistent. And that's it. I do a video like this every single Saturday and Sunday, along with daily shorts and live streams 5 times a week. So subscribe if you want to see more from me. Sayonara.